All right, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Ooh Ladies First Panel. Y'all see all the information on the screen. You know how to get in contact with us over there on the Twitter, the threads, okay? On Instagram. We primarily be on Instagram, but you may catch us a few times over there on the TikTok. Our names
Right.
are typically the same. Y'all know how to get in touch with us. Everything is on the screen. Please make sure that you're subscribing to everyone's channel. You feel what I'm saying? Also, make sure you're sharing the video to somebody. Just share the video a little piece and also make sure that you're liking up the video as well. Are you ladies ready?
Yes.
Ready, 80.
Right. Yes, we are here. We are back. We got a lot going on. Y'all know I felt like kind of like a little bit dry when it came to hot topics and stuff like that. Then I feel like a flood of stuff just started coming in the past few days. I feel like it's a lot going on. So we're gonna try to get into everything. But the first thing that we have to get into, because this is very, very important, I want us to go ahead and tap into this video real quick.
I'm about to say some controversial shit right now, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we've been lied to. I feel like they've been playing in our faces. Like, everybody, all the men want to tell us how, men are supposed to lead. Men are supposed to lead, Women are supposed to be behind us. But then on the same breath, we'll say how great a woman intuition is, how we always supposed to listen to our wives, how we always supposed to listen to the women in our lives to make our lives better. How you gonna say a woman has great intuition and then say she's supposed to be following us? Why does she have to tell us the message when we can just get behind her and follow her? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me. And I know some people gonna be on here talking about some I forgot the new word that the niggas using, pandering or whatever. I don't fucking know the word, whatever. But it makes no sense. Even in the nature, orcas, hyenas, black widows, a lot of anaconda, all this shit, lions, they all fucking follow women. And don't tell me the male lion don't follow the woman. They nothing happens without the women. Nothing. And when they tired of him, they kick him to the curb. Even a game of chess is right there in our face. They playing in our face. Even the game of chess, they want to tell us the king is the special piece on the board. That nigga only can move one space. One space. The queen doing everything on the fucking board. They literally telling us we're supposed to be following women, but we got these fragile ego ass dudes that's in charge that's saying that women are too emotional when men are more emotional than women. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me. They've been playing in our face this whole time. And I feel like they know that if they ever give women power, they ain't getting it back. They ain't getting it back because we're gonna see how good everything is. And they just even look at everything going on. Every time you see somebody sitting in front of a police car, protesting, going off on people, it's always a woman, bro. It's always a woman. And I feel like just because we have strength over women don't mean we're supposed to be the ones in charge. That means we supposed to be protecting the fucking oracles. That's what that means. All right, I'm done with my little rant because I'm sweating and shit. I gotta go somewhere. I'm done with this shit.
Okay. I just wanted him to come and give the people a little piece of a word, because I feel like had a woman been in charge, we wouldn't be in this shit that we in right now. Even though it pains me to see some women get online and defend a lot of the whole shit that's been going on the past few weeks and push a narrative, if y'all know what I mean. But we'll get into that in just a second. Any thoughts on the video before we move to the next thing?
Just
I'm not
that.
gonna.
Go ahead.
I don't like the way that he said we should just follow the women
Mhm.
because there are men who think like that and they come off as lazy.
Mm.
And I feel like women really can lead, but for me personally, I still prefer a man to be on the forefront. I want to be the one to influence, like, you know how you make it seem like it's really women behind the men, but it's really the women making all the decisions. The men are just on the forefront. I want you to be the representative. So that way, if some rah-rah shit go down, you handle that. I don't want to handle that. So I still think there needs to be a balance. I don't think that the men should all out follow women, because in that case, a lot of men end up operating in their feminine energy. I don't want that. I want to be feminine. I want to say, I think you should do this. And then you ultimately make the decision for us. And we have to trust each other. We, make sure we equally yoked and you move forward as such. So when it comes to presidency, I definitely think like in corporate and jobs and stuff like that, women should lead. But from a relationship perspective, I don't want no man talking about we should just follow the woman. I want you to set the pace. And that comes from me choosing somebody who's equal to me.
I think that's an interesting perspective. I respect it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, I feel like essentially how I envision it in my mind, if a woman is in charge, that doesn't mean that the man is feminine. So I'm gonna use this as an example. And I hate this example, but it's the best example I could think of in this moment. Y'all watch All the Queen's Men?
Yeah.
Have y'all ever seen the way
No,
Tommy
not really.
acts? Okay, the way Tommy acts with
Eva's character.
Eva's character.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga is not feminine at all. But he don't do nothing if that lady don't tell him to do it. Everything is, but he still has his own expertise. The nigga still goes and learns certain things. He knows how to do things, but it's all in service to her.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So he will go and take the initiative to learn how to do these things, but it's still in service to her. So I feel like essentially I would rather egalitarian situation, period, because I feel like we all have certain strengths and weaknesses. Yes, I am very much ahead mentally, but the way Lyric is very grounding and able to be like, wait, let's just take a second. I know you want to rush, but let's just take a second. And sometimes he's right. We do need to take a second. But other times, we absolutely, and more times than not, we need to listen to what the fuck I'm saying. And it's because whatever I'm saying is what I'm right.
But he's not afraid to counter you and have those discussions.
No,
my red flag in that conversation is when he said we should be following the women, because a lot of lazy ass niggas will simply just do that, follow the women, because
but there are too many niggas. Oops.
I think you froze, Necey. I definitely see both of y'all points, and I agree. I think I'm more.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, you back? You back?
Am I back?
Yeah, your screen's froze, but it's not like we can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying, just because a man follows, I don't think that makes him feminine, but I feel like saying that we should follow women, that's a setup for a lot of lazy ass niggas who don't want to make decisions to simply just do that, follow. And that's a red, like, I still want men to have the perception that they're the leader, even if they're not. Yes.
I don't think they need that. I don't think you need to think you're the leader just to take initiative, because you could really just think, I want to do my best because I have a partner and I want to help her. So I'm going to, and also I want to do my best for me. It doesn't have to be, I feel like they can adopt the same mentality that women have. Like, we don't actually submit to anybody. We don't actually just, like, we're not doing everything in a way that you really expect for men to be doing everything financially or making all the decisions, because these niggas can't. And that's also too much fucking pressure. I don't think they should lead, because it's too much pressure for a lot of them. And a lot of them can't handle that I have to lead. And so they fuck up in all of these ways, and they take advantage of the fact that they think they're supposed to lead. You're not supposed to lead. You're supposed to work in tandem and cooperate with another person. And I think because we have not seen egalitarianism at large, we have a hard time envisioning men being attractive and not also being dominating. So
Yeah.
I definitely feel what you're saying. And I don't ever give these niggas a chance to be lazy. But I also feel like they only do better when women are making them do better, which is kind of why we have to lead in some way. Because honestly, I've been hearing a lot about this, and I think it's true. The reason why we stopped evolving at some point is because patriarchy took over. Women are always in this imaginative dream, what else can we do state. Men are supposed to help us create what we imagine. And a lot of the times, because they feel in competition to us instead of feeling in support of us, they don't see how we're supposed to be helping each other create something versus y'all trying to create something to keep us down because you feel like you're not as valuable because you can't create life. But that's where a lot of this stupid shit comes from.
Yeah, I definitely see both of y'all points. And what it got me thinking is like how a man and a woman would both watch that video and come out with two completely different perspectives. And a man might
Very
see
true.
it as him being lazy, whereas I kind of see it like Bondy, like trust your partner enough, respect her enough to lead in some areas. And should there be danger or should there be an issue, yeah, you step in front. Like that's what they're supposed to do anyway, to protect her. So I definitely see it as that standpoint. When Bondy started talking about the financial aspect and leading, I think that's good. And then I also think it's totally okay for women to share that, because I feel like I just won't want to get nobody that much damn control. Because when I be hearing too many stories and then y'all don't know what the hell going on with the finances, then everybody ass the hell out. Like I just
I think we should
And I
both
don't
be
mean like that.
that one.
No, I
I
know
don't
what
mean
you
like
mean.
full. I feel like
Image-wise. But even the
Right.
image be going to niggas' heads, and that's a part of
Right.
the problem because they don't even realize y'all are really not leading now, nigga.
Yeah.
right.
Y'all let all this shit go to y'all head, and now y'all think y'all really out here leading, nigga. You
Exactly.
never led. Your mama has always led. Even if your daddy was in the household, there's a level. Even with my daddy was a leader, but there was still an understanding of I let him believe he's doing that. Because if I decide to take myself away from him, he crumbles. And I actually got to see that on some level when she left him for a second. And I say a fucking second because it should have been longer. But she left him for a second. And I feel like women have to learn how to like be disciplined in the punishment of men. The way men want to punish women need to feel that way about men because they actually respond to that better than we do. We don't respond well to the punishment. To me, men respond better to punishment than women do. And they just kind of always want to punish us into making us submit to things.
So
On
when y'all were talking, y'all had me thinking, Bondy, you mentioned something about men being there to pretty much support, help for her ideas and things that she's trying to do to come forth, right? Did I get that right?
Yes.
So now they were not on the agenda, but it really brought some to me, and I have to know y'all thoughts about Jonathan Majors and Megan Good sitting up there with, I believe it was Tamron Hall, I think, where he said what's next for them is he's here to help her. She wants to direct. He's like, I want to pour into whatever, she's trying to do. Like he's trying to elevate her, but he still plans on doing acting. But his goal is to make sure she good, even though a lot of us feel like she already good, right? She obviously is still working on the directing part that he wants to help her with. What's y'all thoughts on that? You think that's okay? Or is it because it's Jonathan Majors? I don't know.
I mean,
it's the latter for me.
Yeah, he has
I think it's
a
cute.
bad track record. Like,
I think it's cute, and I think it was the right thing to say.
Yes.
I just don't. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I just can't. I still don't feel him. Even when it came down to like when they did the interview, Megan had said something, and it was like she was looking to Jonathan to get approval for the way she said it. And then he took over, he took the baton and said the conversation a different way. And it kind of reminded me of whenever Tia was on that Black Love episode with Corey Hardrick, and he was talking and she was like, I'm sorry, baby. It kind of reminded me of that. So I feel like they both do a really good job of putting it on, and they said something that sounded good, but she was like, he sounded like, oh, I'm pouring into her. It's all about her. But you could tell by the way that she handled the answer, it's not all about her, because even when she was answering a question about herself, she had to check in with him. Like, is it cool that I said
body language, she does it repeatedly. That's checking in with him. Like I see it. I know what that's like. So
I know one thing that she did that highlights what Necey's talking about was when she was asked about having more, having kids, and it was like, are you hesitant because are you concerned about being able to do that? Or are you hesitant because that's not something y'all were supposed to talk about at that time? And the reason why I didn't look at it how Necey looked at it exactly is because I feel like Megan showed up that same way with Devon. It's like the term submissive keeps coming to my head. Like that's what she wants to be. Like how you were talking about lead and the man leading. I feel like that's how a lot of women operate, with the man leading and them looking to them for the answers or how should I move? Because I feel like Devon kind of guided their relationship so much, especially when they would do like different conferences and sit downs and stuff like that. Like he'll be so ready to take over the conversation for her. So I was thinking that she may be operating in the same space that she was in the past, but that's just how I look at it.
It's actually a really good idea, to be honest, because there aren't a lot of opportunities out here. It would make so much sense for her to produce content and for him to be able to act in it and for them to work together in that way. That would be really ideal for them as a couple, I would say. My only thing with them is they come off so performative that it is hard to really buy into it because it feels like such a performance. Like every moment is this, we're staring into each other's like, y'all, we know y'all know how to act. So it's like y'all are two really good actors. So when y'all get in front of the camera, it's like they have to show the love in such a performative way that it makes me kind of roll my eyes instead of like feel like, okay, you know. And to be clear, y'all, when we talk about somebody being abusive, it is not because they are necessarily getting a woman and then like dragging her down. No, Jonathan Major specifically likes to find women that are already susceptible to the type of time that he's on. That's why he got with the last weirdo girl, because they're going to be obsessed with him. They're going to like, you know, be in this toxic relationship with him because they're a little off. So I think he's purposefully choosing women that are in some way susceptible to playing this role with him while also supporting him in a way that goes against the role that you're playing. And that's why I feel like, you know, for me personally, people can do whatever they want to do. But I think that people don't realize how much of that playing submissive and letting a man lead shit comes from people actually playing like that, like people pretending to do that, like rich aristocrat type people, I believe in Asia at some point used to like act like their wives were submissive and they were so in control, but it was something that was done in jest. And then it becomes something that now everybody's doing in a serious manner when it's not reflective of what's actually happening. What's actually happening is women are doing a lot of the work behind the scenes and men are doing a little bit and being able to take all of the credit for what's happening. So I feel like essentially that is probably what's going to happen with them. And he knows that. So that's why he would push her and say, I'm supporting her, because it will still center him. It will still be good for him. And it will still come back to look what he did.
Oh,
with
look
her.
at how.
He's a good man.
Savannah.
Girl.
Okay. That was good. That was great. I wasn't expecting that to come from that video, but that was really good conversation. We're gonna move on to something else, but I do want to shout out Storm Disciple for the super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, the first question I want to know is, do you guys believe in pretty punishment? Because according to Saweetie, this is what Saweetie is saying. Matter of fact, let me try to get Saweetie up on the screen because I want us to hear exactly what
Not
it
he
is.
hit Savannah.
I'm y'all wrong.
Oh my God.
Let me get this girl up here on the screen because she talks about pretty punishment. I hear a lot about pretty privilege, but not much of pretty punishment. So let's check out what Miss Saweetie has to say about her career.
I was going to ask you, do you feel like the industry has tried to count you out? Like
Since I started.
Talk about it, man. Because I think people, look, to be honest, people see you're gorgeous. You're getting endless bags. You are, listen, that girl, right? I don't think they understand how many doors, how many rejections, how many times people have counted you out.
You know, I saw it on TikTok. They were like, they talk about pretty privilege, but they don't talk about pretty punishment. There's been so many times I've just been counted out, and I know that it's behind animosity. I know it's because of a hidden agenda, but it makes me work harder. But this has happened like my whole life. So it's like what I deal with in the industry is just, you know, different face, same case.
Oof. I was going to ask.
Damn.
Oh, sorry. I agree.
Damn.
I agree to an extent. Let me say it like that.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like you're not doing good in your career just because you're pretty. But I do believe that on some level, people will underestimate you, or people will not take you seriously, or people will try to humble you because they think you view yourself a certain way because you're so pretty. So
heavy on the last.
Listen, so that's why I was like, she's not completely wrong. And I definitely feel like I know what it's like to be punished for being pretty. because the things that people assume about you will have them treating you like shit because they think everybody else is praising you.
Yes.
But I don't think that's why her music isn't doing good. First of all, music isn't doing that well, period, right now in general, it seems. On top of that, you know, you are a TikTok artist. Your song, like, y'all don't put the same effort into the long form of music. And sometimes you need to create a full project in order for people to really stay, you know, fucking with you. When you keep coming out with all these little bitty singles that either come or they go and they just really vibe on TikTok. Even though I ain't gonna lie, that Rich Activities, I wish that song was longer. I like that song.
That is cute. That's cute.
Doing fine to the time.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I like that one. They played the shit out that one on the ads for the Zulu glasses. Okay, everybody be asking me where I got my glasses from. Okay, there was an ad on TikTok that they would not stop playing, and a girl actually kind of looked like Saweetie. But yeah, no, I really do think it is more so about the fact that the industry is just not really that good, and you don't put that much effort into your show. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Like, your showmanship is not that great. I think you rely on being pretty a lot of the times, which is why you haven't excelled the way you wanted to. I think you rely on being pretty. But also, I do understand what she means about people mistreating her or underestimating her because she's pretty.
I was gonna say the same thing. I understand what she means, like, in a regular, everyday, real life sense, growing up in school, on jobs, stuff like that. But I feel like the industry is different. I feel like if you're pretty, you should excel. Like, and if you're pretty and super talented, you could excel even further. Like, girl, the first person that came to mind, I was thinking was Lotto. Lotto is so fucking beautiful, but the girl can rap. I'm a fan. Saweetie is beautiful as well. Saweetie ain't hitting on what the other rap girls are hitting on. So I don't think that is. I really don't know how much I agree with that. I mean, I'm not in the industry to say, but I don't know how much I agree with that impacting her in the industry today. I think on an everyday perspective, yeah, I can see that. But music wise, nah.
Yeah, it's definitely the music as to why she isn't as successful as she wants to be. I believe that because you are pretty, you do have that pretty privilege, you are getting different brand deals that some young ladies likely or wouldn't get, ain't gonna get, you know, because you're so beautiful. But I feel like some of the pretty punishment, basically what I heard was she likely being bullied, right, in the industry, of course. But I think pretty punishment may come into play when niggas in the industry know they can't fuck. So then it's like, okay, well, we're not gonna help you with this. I'm not gonna help you with that. So they underestimate her a little bit. Another thing is they may hang money over her head, which is why she probably can't hire somebody like a Tiana to come in and really help her showmanship and stuff when she's performing and on stage and upgrade herself. So that could potentially be an issue. And I also feel like, yeah, it may be connected to pretty punishment, but it also may be connected to you just needing to educate yourself a bit more, you know what I'm saying, on how to continue to move in this industry. Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's awesome that you are able to still put out music for the people that enjoy it, and also to still be able to make a life for yourself with the additional brand deals, because be very clear, like Bondy said, music is not doing like it was doing. And I don't know if y'all saw Tusi, the rapper, he just got accepted to a college for a football team. Like, he's about to play football. So I'm like, well, what's happening with music that you're deciding to go and do football? I don't know what's happening, but some stuff is changing right now.
No, a girl I just saw say, I'm tired of this, y'all. She said, I'm about to go to school and get my her license to do something. I forgot what it was, but it was something like with nursing or something like that. But it's a phlebotomy, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And Bryson Tiller, he's trying to just focus on creating games. He said he don't want to do music no more. Yeah, he's just trying to pay the bill, and then his out is focusing on video games.
That's true. But he's really good. Like, he was on my playlist the other day. I was like, don't play with a dummy.
He's great in person. Like, I love him. I've been
He's one of the few that I'm like, he still know how to like get that old school R&B feel.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of niggas don't really know how to like get like y'all don't know how to beg for coochie appropriately for me in today's R&B.
And can
Like,
I say,
hell no.
low-key,
Getting
I
fucked
feel,
tonight.
I feel like
Yeah,
he gives an incognito vibe still after being out all of these years. He still be like
does.
low key
Yeah,
to me
I
for
don't
the
know how
most
that
part,
nigga
and I
look.
love that.
I
He
love
does.
no idea how he looks.
It would take if I saw him out, it would take me a minute, kind of like her. If I saw either one of them out, it would take me a minute, but I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that's him."
Yes.
They be so low key.
Bias too.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Nah, for
So
real.
that's what I think is going on with Miss Saweetie. Anything else on Saweetie?
Nah.
Oh, you know what? She did come to the front real quick. I want to just get into that real quick. So this is what she had to say. She says, I dropped an interview and get a rise out of BITs for what? Because of misinterpreted clickbait headlines. I'm very successful. Glory to God. However, on the other hand, I've been counted out and have dealt with a lot of microaggressions. Enough talking, though. I would love to break this down with the right interviewer. Okay.
Oh, shade.
For a fee.
Yeah. And you know, I mean,
And
what
that's
school
just
did she
that.
go to? Sacramento? Or was it UCLA?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know what school she went to, but I was talking about Necey is the interviewer that she was interviewing with. That felt like shade to the interviewer.
Well, she was just throwing shade not too long ago with Jay-Z. I guess that's payback or something.
Really?
I don't know, but I know one thing. She just did that interview. What the problematic interview she just JD with Jermaine Dupri. She just did another.
And he asked about being the prize or something like that for girl.
The way I was like, sir,
you dropping the album? I said, you're just saying whatever.
Like for real.
They can promote this album.
You know why I don't like him? It's one thing he said. Well, it's multiple things, but it's one thing specific that he said that made me feel like, yeah, I don't like him. When he was like low key saying he didn't like that the rap girls didn't have to go through his gate anymore. Like he didn't like that he's no longer a gatekeeper for girls in hip hop. Cause y'all know Lotto, that's how Lotto started on his TV show. Then when you got Cardi and Meg and that whole generation of girls, they did not have to go through some nigga like him in order to get in the industry. And he basically expressed being upset about that. And I'm like, so you mad that the girls don't have to suck your dick for a record no more? Because that's how that felt to me.
It also
y'all like to do that.
It also sounds like he just heard the fact that he just aging. And and it's not that he's not instrumental to the music world. It's just that everybody got their time.
Yes. But
that's crazy to hear him say that. I'm thinking more so he takes pride in being like, I created these. I'm the reason why women in hip hop are blah blah blah. But I hope they're not sucking his dick.
You don't think? There are rumors, but
that's crazy.
There are rumors. I mean, I just assume that most of these niggas are doing that because most of these niggas be doing that. Like y'all, and then not even on a grand scale. They may not do that with your bigger artists, but the girls that come in that really, oh, I'm so excited. Oh my God, JD. Like I've grown up listening to your music. I would love to do a song with you. Oh my God. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I had niggas I went to school with try to press me in that way, like trying to fuck for music or for studio time and shit like that. They will try to present you with that option if you're in the studio or trying to do music, regardless of whether that's what you on or not. So I definitely think that he was like gatekeeping in a way. And also, I don't like, because I feel like y'all just want to have power over women in a way that they have to come to y'all before they can have anything. I don't really like that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. So we got another crazy topic. It's a very viral topic. A lot is happening around freedom of speech at this time, ever since that man was publicly executed. And child, you can't even be indifferent or anything, because the right, as they call themselves, have been going crazy. Like the whole narrative, like it's so much. Did y'all see the text messages that were leaked?
Yeah, I heard that they don't even sound right.
They don't.
Yeah, they sound like somebody older wrote them.
Very much so. It was just like the biggest thing that stood out to me was squad car. I have never ever heard a person at that age refer to
A
police
cop
or
car.
squad car. I was like, what in the hell? Amongst other things, because I'm like, you giving your full play-by-play? It didn't even make sense. But recently, we have to talk about Jimmy Kimmel, who was removed, or at least his show was suspended because he said something on his show. This is what he said. He says, we hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to categorize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. All right. Now, when he said this, a lot of people are feeling like it wasn't that bad, but unfortunately, they decided to go ahead and suspend his show because they felt like it was that bad. But more so, they're saying that the company that owns the network that his show is on, which is Nexstar, I believe they said, sent like some letter or whatnot because they were afraid of the ramifications that would come from this administration. But it's weird because Nexstar is trying to, matter of fact, I'm going to let somebody else explain all of this because I think he's going to do a way better job than me. So let's get into it.
So how do we make sense of the fact that late night host Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely lost his show because of comments he made Monday night in which he said that the MAGA gang was really trying hard to prove that Charlie Kirk's assassin was not one of theirs so that they could score political points? That's what he said. Well, follow the money. In August, Nexstar, the largest owner of TV stations, local TV stations in the country, announced that they wanted to purchase their rival Tegna for more than $6 billion. Now, in order for that deal to go through, Nexstar would need the approval of the Federal Communications Commission. And in fact, they would need the FCC to lift the cap, a 39% cap that the FCC has, which is a rule that states no company can own enough TV stations to reach more than 39% of the households in the United States. And this deal going through would violate that cap. The current chair of the FCC, Brendan Carr, he earlier this year said that he would be willing to entertain lifting what he called arcane artificial limits on how many TV stations any one company can own. Okay, so that's where we are. Nexstar wanting to get the FCC's approval, the FCC commissioner making it clear that his mind is open. Today, Wednesday, the FCC commissioner goes on a podcast, a MAGA podcaster, and makes it very clear that he did not like the comments that Jimmy Kimmel made on Monday night. He calls Kimmel talentless. And then he says,
so I think, again, Disney needs to see some change here, but the individual licensed stations that are taking their content, it's time for them to step up and say, this, garbage, to the extent that that's what comes down the pipe in the future, isn't something that we think serves the needs of our local communities. But this sort of status quo is obviously not acceptable where we are.
You believe that?
So he's calling on local TV stations to reject the Jimmy Kimmel show. That was posted on Twitter or X at 1:01 p.m. Wednesday. Within hours, Nexstar makes the announcement that the company's owned and partnered television stations affiliated with ABC will preempt Jimmy Kimmel because they object to recent comments made by Kimmel. And then, shortly after that, ABC television network announced that they were suspending Kimmel's show. And so, while there are no doubt people who are legitimately offended by what Kimmel said, and no doubt tensions are high and feelings are fraught, there is also a lot of money to be made. And there are also a lot of people who want to endear themselves to the FCC commissioner and President Trump.
So it sounds like they went ahead and suspended Jimmy because they're trying to work on this deal of getting a lot more TV stations or whatever, and he may be potentially jeopardizing that. Now, this other company came out, and I think it's I'm not sure what it's called. It starts with the S. I don't know if it's Starlight, Spotlight, whichever one. But basically what they're saying is this ain't enough. Okay. For him to lose his show, it's not enough. What they're saying is they want him to, is Sinclair. Thank you. Sinclair. Sinclair is saying that they want them to, number one, replace Jimmy's show, the time slot, with a tribute or whatever to Charlie Kirk. And then they also want him to donate a large amount of money to Charlie Kirk's family. Right. So basically do all of this in good faith if you want us to make this deal right or whatever the case is, for you to own also many shows or TV stations or whatever. It's really giving scratch my back out, scratch yours type of thing. Comply so we can continue to push whatever narrative it is that we're pushing. Another thing I want to highlight before I get you guys' thoughts is, first things first, this is what Trump had to say. Great news for America. The ratings challenge. Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent and worse ratings than even Colbert. All right. Because y'all know Colbert ended up, Stephen Colbert's show was canceled, I believe, over the summer for something. So they're saying, he says that leaves Jimmy and Seth, two total losers on fake news NBC. Their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC. All right. Now, of course, President Trump says after years of complaining about cancel culture, the current administration has taken it to a new and dangerous level by routinely threatening regulatory action against media companies unless they muzzle or fire reporters and commentators it doesn't like. And this is what Kamala said. What we are witnessing is an outright abuse of power. This administration is attacking critics and using fear as a weapon to silence anyone who would speak out. Media corporations, from television networks to newspapers, are catapulting to these threats. All right. She says we cannot dare to be silent or complacent in the face of this frontal assault on free speech. We, the people, deserve better. All right. What are your thoughts on that? That was a lot to take in.
Yeah, no, I definitely say, I was just saying before I came up here that I'm gonna cancel my Hulu. I haven't done it yet, but I will, and I really don't want to, but I'm going to. And it's because as somebody that is a former journalist and that worked at a news station that was purchased by a certain group, and how that group affected how we were able to tell the truth of the news, this is how I realized how the news is curated, so to speak. And over the years, it has gotten more and more problematic. And I feel like this is going to be terrible for the people that work at those news stations and shit, because that's another thing y'all don't understand. Like, what ends up, like, so it's a bunch of local affiliate stations, right? Conglomerate group will own them. And them owning more means that they would then streamline everything. Everything will look exactly the same, and they will be able to pay those people less money because they don't have a competitive market. So because they own more of the TV stations, that means these people won't be able to go other places to get more money or to get, a better quality of a job. It will basically imprison a lot of the people that work for those stations. And I know this because it was what was happening when I was still at my news station. And that's somebody that does YouTube now, full time and for a living. As a Black person, I've always known that the reason why I'm not as big as I could be is because of the things that I say. And I have always felt that I would rather do this honestly, the way I do it, than not, than do it at all. Like, if I can't do it the way I feel I should do it, which is honestly, that I don't want to do it. Like, I love my job. I love what I do now. I love how I'm able to get up here and talk my shit, and it's meaningful for people because it's meaningful for me. But the idea of them doing this to everybody, white girl, don't call me white girl, Mona just said that she did a podcast about Charlie Kirk, and YouTube said, I think the fuck not, and took the whole thing down. And I didn't experience that. And I hope it's because I'm very careful about the way that I speak, and also because I'm not that big. There are a lot of times where being smaller saves you,
for sure,
from people seeing you. You know what I'm saying? But you still get to affect, the culture in a way. But yeah, y'all, like, that's very scary for me. So I felt like I definitely have to do something about that, because I'm somebody that would be directly affected by the freedom of speech situation. And I would care anyway. Like, I'm actually annoyed about a lot of this shit anyway. And it's very depressing. And I've been really I ain't gonna lie, I've been kind of down about it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels
heavy.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. All of this for me has been extremely overwhelming. Like, extremely overwhelming, anxiety, feeling. What is happening? I don't really know what to make of all of it. Like,
it's giving,
what do we do?
It's giving pre-Holocaust vibes.
Yes.
And I've been saying that, but that's what it's given, and that's what it's been given. And I want us to take that seriously because we don't remember what that was like when that was happening, because that was what, 60, 70 years ago or some shit. It's probably longer than that, but my mind is still in the 90s or the early 2000s when I think about how many years we are away from shit that happened in like the 50s and the 40s and shit.
Yep.
But essentially, like what happened in, what happened in the Holocaust, the beginnings of that was the propaganda. The beginnings of that was a tyrannical leader that was able to dictate what the media said, and was able to push people out and expel people and kick people out of neighborhoods, and it's telling on people shit. That's another thing. The people getting fired from their jobs, their coworkers are telling on them. That type of surveillance of your neighbors, the type of distrust that creates in the community.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
You're exactly right. I am glad that, people are speaking out and doing the research, people who are not like myself, because I don't have the emotional bandwidth. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I'm thankful for the people who do, because then they could let us know these are the networks you need to boycott. These are the things you need to do, because small things like that, I'm like, okay, cool. I can do this to try to stand up for what's right. But other than that, on a day-to-day, just really consuming all of that can be depressing as fuck. But it'll be even more depressing once everything kicks into effect and we don't have no rights.
1000%. I'm so glad you said that. Because I found myself down a political rabbit hole for the past week or so. So it's very depressing.
Have you been getting into the Groyper shit?
And who?
The Groyper shit?
A little, just not a whole lot. A little. Is the Groyper connected to that? What is that man's name? It's a funny
Nick Fuentes is who
yes,
the Groypers are connected to. He was the one that said your body, my choice. That went viral on our side of the internet. So I was trying to make this point to my homeboy, but a lot of Black men have a hard time with the truth. I'm sorry to say it. But they don't realize that the misogyny that they have connects them to that side of the ultra white people. They don't get it, but it does. So how I imagine it, the Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk, Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels. Now we're on the Black side of it. Like
Anton, what's that man name? Anton something. Is it Anton Daniels, who's problematic on YouTube? He's a Black man.
I don't know him, but I'm just saying,
I've come across this content, and it's hate Black women. Is that.
Okay, so like they're doing it on both sides, and we noticed, like I've even been saying, like the way certain crowd, like there is a crowd of Black people that act like MAGA, like it's like I don't know what's going on, girl, but yeah, no, it's alarming.
When you talked about, freedom of speech and doing this full time and how that's important to us, it's like not even just because we do it full time. For me, I'm like, y'all, what if y'all have an issue with a company or something? At some point when they get it to where you can't speak out against him, then it's going to trickle down to their corporations and stuff that they got a hand in, to where you can't really speak out or say anything about their companies. So yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy. I knew that when this happened to that guy, that it was going to be used for something, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was going to be. But I knew it was going to be used in the benefit of that side, and the way that they have been amazing at manipulating, and you have people that follow them as closely as you've had people to follow Kevin Samuels and Anton Daniels and more, is so insane. And another thing as to why we might not be as big as some other people is because I've learned that a lot of y'all, not y'all, but y'all love people that lie to y'all. Y'all don't go out and seek the facts sometimes for y'allself, and y'all love these folks that lie to y'all. And it makes me cringe sometimes when I see how many supporters some of these people have, whether they're on YouTube or they got a podcast or whatever the case is, and y'all just follow them in droves and don't fact check, and then just be riding the wave. And I'll never understand that. And I'd be like, yo, I can imagine what your real life is like if you enjoy being lied to that damn much. It's really sad.
It is.
I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking to y'all.
You know what we saying.
But it's crazy. I hate that we live in that type of world, but this is where we are. I personally don't think that, in my opinion, if I was Jimmy, I did hear he's trying to get out his contract, because keep in mind, they suspended him. They didn't end that contract.
Right.
So I feel like when
Oh.
you end that contract, you likely gonna have to, you forfeit probably potentially some coins, because it didn't sound like he really did anything bad. Like usually, it would be a situation of go online and retract your statement, make an apology, move forward. No, they're not even giving people the opportunity to apologize, acknowledge anything. It's we stripping you. And the same way they stripping people from positions, they stripping rights.
Mhm.
Stripping. And it's sad, but I wouldn't give nobody a dime. Like, what? How can you
Yeah, he
ask
really didn't say much.
company to ask me to give money out my own pocket? No. And let me tell you, I think what Nexstar is trying to do, this deal may be about $6 billion or something like that, however many stations they're trying to buy. I don't know what they owe Jimmy Kimmel. But my question is, should he sue y'all? Because he was going to his attorney's office. He is trying to get out this contract. Should he sue y'all? How much would that potentially affect y'all?
Mm.
Because not only
Not
did
much.
you end the contract early, but if you ain't got nothing in your bylaws and you have clauses to where he can make such political comments or whatever as jokes or whatever, if y'all violated his contract, you may owe him more than what you actually owe him. So that's just gonna be real interesting to
And I'm
see
sure
how
they
it goes.
do, because imagine, do you know how long, y'all know how long he's been on the air? Imagine how many similar or like comments he's made.
Mm-hmm.
It was like,
He would
yeah, I'd
definitely
be
need a
interested to
lawsuit.
see.
They would definitely
Yes.
need a lawsuit. A lot of people are gonna win lawsuits once these things actually get into court, because this shit is really unconstitutional. Like, that's why nobody has ever done it before. Because before, like, somebody played an old clip of George Bush from 2011 talking about how he feels like America is at its best when we're all collectively working towards the betterment of it.
Mhm.
And when he said it, and you could tell he really like meant it. You could tell it wasn't him bullshitting anybody. He was just basically saying, like, we need other people to do the jobs that y'all don't want to do, that y'all may not like to do. Like, we need them. We need other people to be able to come here and do this. And this place is better when we are in that space. That's somebody that probably can remember times where there weren't as many people adding to America's fabric,
Mhm.
and then getting into a place where it is all of these different types of people. Now y'all got all these different types of food, and just all of this culture in different places that makes America different based on where you go.
Mhm.
That's enjoyable for most people. And so I feel like it's so funny how we grew up on Republicans that were way more moderate than we even realized, because we didn't
Mhm.
realize how crazy you motherfuckers could actually become.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
It is. And what's crazier for me, the thoughts that I have is, yes, it's starting out with a few people on television. I believe there was a writer named Karen Atia that got snatched from, can't remember who she was writing for, but they stopped her because of whatever her comments were.
Washington Post.
I think it could have been. I'm not sure if it's that or New York Times,
Okay.
but she just pretty much put up an exact quote of what the man that passed away said.
Yeah.
And they were like, you gotta go. All because she just quoted what he said. Then you got Jimmy. So here's where I'm going with it, right? When Don Lemon got snatched, right? Where did Don go? Don came over to the YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Doing very well right now.
Podcasts are coming over to the YouTube. When you snatching these people up, they're coming over to the YouTube. Now I'm gonna say this too. This is a little funny because at once upon a time, y'all used to look down on YouTubers. Y'all used to talk a lot of SHI, but then y'all running over here. Okay, what did Nikki say? Diss me, but then they running to take the same route. But aside from that, we appreciate you. It may add a bit more validation or whatever. However, the concern then comes to where once the media on that side, right? Mass media, public, major, is censored, and now y'all voices, because keep in mind, people not really watching TV like they used to.
No, they
They
not.
watching them apps, but they primarily watching YouTube. That's why
Yes.
Netflix wants to get in
Exactly.
and compete. So with
Yes.
that being said, then they're going to try to migrate over in this area at some point. Who knows if or when? You know what I'm saying? Trying to control that space as well. And I don't know, this is one of those situations where you sit back and you think things are not going to affect you like so many other times. And it is. And, even if I wasn't doing this job, it's still the fact that, if I got an issue with a company or I feel like this or this was malpractice, or like, well, I got to
should
go
be
through
able to
hoops
say that.
to say, like, yeah, like, come on. If you
Yes.
think this ain't connected to people, and a lot of politicians are connected to a lot of companies, and I am going to feel like I do believe it's a lot of these insurance companies that I feel like they are scam. But anyway, A lot of these politicians are connected to companies. So if you think that at some point you're not going to be able to speak out against, an administration, that administration is going to start going to corporations and then other businesses and then other things and other things. So it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy. So if you think you ain't bothered, you might want to get a little bothered. You might want to tap in just a little piece. Don't worry yourself. Don't stress yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't live in fear, but live in knowledge. Like, be aware of what's going on.
Living knowledge is great.
Know what the fuck was going on. When I was talking to somebody and they was like, they didn't know what a incel was. They didn't know what the alt-right was. I was like, what do you mean you don't know what the alt-right
Oh, wow.
Like, what do you mean? And this is because there are so many people not watching the news and they're in an echo chamber on the internet. So they don't watch anything outside of that. My generation does not like to watch the news or read newspapers. I don't read the newspaper, but y'all know I am in the news. I could totally ignore that side of it if I wanted to, but I just cannot. Like, I was not raised that way. I was raised to know what the fuck is going on. And this is
for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is. Okay, y'all. So we can move on from that topic. That was a lot to deal with. Okay. If that wasn't enough trauma for the people, Nick Cannon got his own trauma child. Because this man just sat up here and said that him having these children were a trauma response. I want us to hear what he has to say, but you know what? Breakfast Club be acting a little funny, so we just gonna.
Yeah. Did they hit you up this week too?
No, they didn't. But you can never tell with them, right? When it's their audio, they be cool, but sometimes they be finicky.
They flagged me on Nick Cannon, but not on the Dame Dash shit. I was like, what? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to pull the shit down and edit out all of the parts, and then it left me alone. I was like, bitch, what?
Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Okay. I wonder if they did that because you said they got you on Nick, but not Dame. So I wonder if some part of Dame's interview didn't make it to Revolt.
Well, actually,
the actual show.
I thought it was. You know what? It was iHeartMedia that got it. So that's why I was surprised because the Dame shit was all Revolt.
Got you. Okay. Got you. All right.
Yeah,
Let's see
the
what
audio
Nick
was
said.
cool though. So yeah.
Okay.
I think having all those kids was a response to your trauma.
Yeah, 100. Now I'm learning that now. Yeah, and it wasn't like I was acting out. It was more of being careless, being frivolous with my process because I could do it, because I had the money, because I had the access to whoever and however I wanted to move. And, okay, they coming at me, they asking me, opposed to like doing the mature thing and saying, hey, well, it probably makes more sense to do this. And then obviously life happens as well. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go have 12 kids. It was more about like, yo, I'm gonna just live life and have fun, and whatever happens, I can handle it. When it probably, being almost 45 now, I can sit back and be like, yeah, if I would have thought the process through a little bit more and took time to actually do the inner work, things might have been a little different in certain scenarios.
You wouldn't have 12 kids.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing, because I've always said this, every child that I had was made out of love, and there were strong relationships. It's just, if I would have did the work and the healing after getting divorced, I probably would have took my time in a lot of other scenarios. And for whatever reason, I thought that was the answer. A lot of times it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna figure it out over here. Opposed to like, yo, now you're leaving trauma every step of the way, instead of, fixing it from its origin and then being able to present itself. But then like concepts like monogamy and stuff like that, I still feel the same way
I was
about
going to
that.
ask you, has your view on that changed then?
Nah, not really. Not for me, and that, again, that's the work of, whether you want to go back to like Freud's process of like my childhood and my upbringing. I grew up in a very unorthodox situation and household. So I've always understood that, love happens differently. So monogamy has never really been my thing, but so that I'm pretty sure that plays a part of it as well too.
So you think?
Listen, Nick is looking
Not sick.
I was gonna say I'm not even going, but I am always here for people having some type of revelation, some type of
Yeah.
self-awareness at a later time. We're glad that you figured it out. But I could have sworn he didn't give a damn. Like, I mean, like, my
No.
question was it really a response to trauma, or were you really operating in fuck that shit? Like, I don't know if that's trauma.
It was
for real.
both. The thing about it is everybody had been saying it this whole time. So I feel like this is literally like good. I understand what he's saying. Like listening to this clip is like, okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand how you came to the point in which you got. This is what everybody was saying, the interviewers, people online. But let this be a classic example of some things can't be undone because as bad, like he lightweight wanted to say he wouldn't have had 12 kids. Lightweight wanted to say that. But he found a way to dress it up. So now imagine the trauma of the 12 lives that you created. And you've already explained that it was made out of love, but it also was made out of trauma and you would have done it differently. So it's just like some things can't be undone. Like it's still, he's still accountable. To me, I'm still looking at him like that's crazy as fuck. And I'm looking at you crazy. So let this be the example.
And I also question whether I feel like money is changing for a lot of like bigger people, right? The economy is changing. So I wonder also, is it part of maybe your health condition? Because that was part of the reason he was having all them children, remember? So is it part of the health as well as the finances that's different as to why you're having this come to Jesus moment? I'm just wondering.
First of all, when he says he had them all out of love, did you? Or did you artificially inseminate some of them women? Because I feel like you were listen, I have questions.
I never heard that.
We talk about it sometimes because a lot of people don't feel like, you got all of those women pregnant, but especially like the one that got pregnant like 3 or 4 times. Like, but who knows, child. Either way, what I will say is that I feel like you've been doing everything for the validation of other niggas since the very beginning. Like getting what Mariah was, I'm about to get everybody's favorite dream girl. I got the money. I'm about to get all the money. And then you felt like, damn, I'm still not happy. I still feel lame. And so then you go and start this new project of trying to populate the fucking world and thinking that, well, if I'm being a pimp like nigga, which is having a whole bunch of babies with a whole bunch of different types of women, and then women that these niggas pedestalize, which is, biracial or extremely beautiful model-esque type women. If I have babies with all of these women, that means that all of these niggas that was calling me lame before will see how much better than them I really am. And then once you do that and you realize that really all you did was have a whole bunch of children screaming daddy, 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 daddy. That was really all you did. And the niggas you was trying to get the validation of don't give a fuck either way. And so you're still not happy. And now you're trying to go to a therapist and tell us what's wrong with you, even though everybody was telling you the whole time. And that makes me feel like in true narcissist form, you're using your trauma and weaponizing it against people so that they can feel bad for you, so you won't have to be accountable for what you've done. That's what it seemed like to me.
I have to agree.
That's crazy. And we'll still have to be accountable because them 12 children gonna remind you every time. All right. So the next thing I want to get into, it is another Breakfast Club, and this one is with Dame Dash, y'all. I watched this interview, and this was crazy. Okay, I want to. So, of course, he talked about a few things, right? He talked about being an executive or some chairman for Revolt or whatever. He talks about Claudia Jordan and something dealing with SA, and she snapped on him about that. He talks about
that part.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he mentioned something about where I guess he was trying to do a scene or something, and he gave her, I guess, a video or something of like porno or whatever it was, and wanted her to go watch it over there. So he felt like he was distancing himself from any type of sexual claims or whatever. Just go watch it over there. And so she kind of snapped on him. I think he tried to say that whatever she was saying about the SA or whatever it was, harassment or whatever, it wasn't necessarily true or whatever. And so she snapped on him. Another thing he talked about, well, Charlamagne seemed to have been testing him a lot. So he wanted to you know, kind of attack his manhood and talk about masculinity. And I think that you're gay. And it was just a mess. But I want
You
y'all
think Charlamagne was testing him? Okay, I'm gonna let you.
I don't know. See, Charlamagne took the approach of what he used to always do on radio in the very beginning with Breakfast Club, which is what I couldn't stand about him. But I kind of grew to like he just was like, like, you know what it's given when you go to Breakfast Club.
I actually loved it in this setting. I love the way Charlamagne interview in this setting because
I don't think he did wrong.
No, he did perfect.
No, I'm saying he did wrong. I'm just saying he tested him in an effort to try to get him to react bigger.
Well, he told me.
I think eventually,
I was trying to control the setting right out the gate.
He said, "I will fuck you up."
I think out of the gate, Charlamagne was not. I think Dame was trying to test Charlamagne off the gate because Dame ended up saying men don't respect you, and when he said men don't respect you, I was like, oh, you came on here. He tried to punk him from jump.
Yes.
You come on there talking like a damn mob boss.
Yes.
Don't interrupt me. You're triggering me. Do you know what happens if you interrupt? Whoa, hold on. Is this a conversation where we can't have dialogue? And then Charlamagne was like, I know what you want. I'm gonna make you show your ass.
Yes.
That's what he does.
Absolutely. He did a great
that's
job.
where Dame went wrong because he came into the interview trying to lay ground rules of what's going to happen.
He was trying to dominate. He was trying to dominate Charlamagne. That was his whole purpose. You can tell by the suit he picked and everything. Like, nigga, your teeth ain't been in your mouth all the way. Where you got that suit from? Okay, come and sit in front of us like you got money. Yeah, nah, that shit was very funny. And then when he said that shit about revolt, and Charlamagne said, "You don't deserve to be chairman." I was dying.
That is crazy. Let me see if we let me get him off the screen. This guy. And we'll do the same thing. We'll just listen to a little bit of it.
Not all three of y'all.
I don't think you're a proper representation of the masculine black man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you guys are.
I'm listening. Okay.
You guys,
That's
like,
crazy.
your OG is Wendy Williams. My OG is sitting right here. You see him?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you why he's my OG. Because he killed anybody or any of those things. He just taught me how to be a better man.
Wendy's not my OG.
Can you
That's
stop?
funny, though.
Can you stop?
Wendy Williams is your OG.
Wasn't she your boss?
Yeah, at one point.
So she was your OG. She put you on, and you should give her grace. And you should also give her props out of respect.
Oh,
but because we have different trauma, like, we're different. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that would, like, I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah.
I'd rather get my ass whipped. And it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay.
Whoa.
You just act a little gay.
You got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay. So let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me. This
is hilarious. I love
you're
what
gay.
you're doing. This is hilarious.
So what I'm saying is, you might, because you started in gossip, which is, you know, is very feminine, and you want people to listen to you, and that we want people that represent masculinity, because men need to be doing what they need to do as men. They don't need to be worried about girl stuff. Do you think he's masculine? Would you want this man around you if 10 guys jumped you? He'd run, and you'd have to run with him. I like my women to feel safe when they're around me. I don't tell people, like, and I'm not saying that's your way, but you're just not masculine. I've seen him run. I looked at a whole reel of, there's like a thing that says how many people balk. There's stuff that how many times you play with, talk about other people's genitals. You real masculine men don't do that. You said that some guys was throwing you kisses because they liked your paws butt, and you went back. That's gay.
Why do you have such a problem with gay?
I don't have a problem. I have a problem with you. Wait. No. Yeah, that is why I pause. There's a lot of people like you. There's a lot of people like you that are gay that that pretend they're not.
Black men can't be gay.
Black men that are gay should say they're gay.
Well, I'm not gay.
You are. You're gay. Anyway. Now let me talk to you. Let me ask you. Let me say this.
You move like an old auntie. You an old Harlem auntie.
I could punch you right in your face like a grown man. I won't, and you won't do shit.
See, Dame, this is what you try to patty. So just so you know, because I knew you was going to say
that. I've seen you run. That's it. I've seen you. I'm not saying I will. I'm saying no. Then your version of respectful is different than mine. We were on the street right now, and you were talking like that. I would have fucked you up. But I'm not going to do that. Nah, I wouldn't have got beat up.
But then
I wouldn't have got beat up. Let's end this. So let me say one more thing.
I had so many questions.
All right. Oh, you're right.
How you want to leave? You can't get in your emotions and want to leave, man.
No, what I'm saying is when you interrupt me and you say certain things, where I'm from, the masculine man will fuck you up.
Yeah,
but because wait, let me finish. No, I didn't. I said
not gonna happen.
I didn't say that. I said I could, and you wouldn't do anything.
And we gonna fight.
I didn't see that on tape. You ran.
Yeah, because it was 4 guys, but that's cool.
Wait, ask what happened when 30 guys jumped me.
Respect.
I got that ass whipping, but I fucked them niggas up.
I think it's been some head trauma ever since.
Yeah. Hey, yo, pause. Come on, man. I don't think you're a proper representation of the masculine.
He was too quick.
Nah,
if I'm gay, you're broke.
No, for real. He was quick with it. I loved it. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to play with that nigga head until he want to leave. Because what do you think you was doing, sir? What did you think you was doing? You thought you about to come here and make me feel bad about myself? I'm a grown-ass man. That only works on immature young men, what he thought he was doing. And that's what I think is so funny about niggas. Y'all be trying to bully other men into submission by acting like they're gay for being themselves, which is crazy. Which is crazy. That's the opposite. To me, you are, more scary or feminine, if you will, if I allow you to punk me. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. So yeah. I think it's hilarious, and I love the way Charlamagne handled it. I really want that old man to go sit down somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, he going outside. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then to sit up there and say that you are a chairman of Revolt, and then Revolt write a whole statement to say that you're not is so.
Did you see the Vibe magazine shit though?
What Vibe do?
Vibe posted because I looked it up, and that's the first thing that came up was Vibe basically saying that he was going to be the chairman for a month. And I said, yes, it was on Vibe. And apparently he lied to Vibe. And I don't know what Vibe did, but I was like, okay, so now we know we can't trust Vibe as a source. So if you ever see something on Vibe, girl, question it.
But see, this is what I'm wondering too. Could it be possible? Just possible. It could be that he was lying, right? But then the alternative thought is, could it be possible that he was being considered as an option, but because he got so much of mouth and like he's better and he thinks he has the wit and the charisma to outsmart people, that they saw through him and said, nah, we ain't going that route?
That could be possible. And if that's the case, why would you take your ass on and say you were?
Right. Probably.
It's crazy.
In his delusions.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that interview. I've never raised my eyebrows so much in an interview. I said, what is going on with this?
I was like, what am I listening to? I had to stop and message y'all like, hold on, wait, what?
You said, no, baby, he lied.
Yeah, nah. You could tell from jump. Like I'm telling y'all, as soon as when I looked at it, I said, oh, he got dressed. I don't know what Charlamagne said, but Charlamagne must have said something. Well, he got dressed, he got his hair done, he got his teeth put in real good, and he came down there to let you hoes know. And then he failed. And it's so I hate when old people do this. That's why you gotta have some humility as an older person to not like engage in fights that you know you can't win. Because he's still younger than you. Sitting up there talking about you gonna fight that man. All right, that.
Did you hear how at the end how he teed up? This is my homie. His wife just passed. Everybody was like, "Oh, wow, that's so sad. Oh my gosh, bless, condolences." And he goes through talking about, blah blah blah. Y'all never talked about it. Y'all not a good station because y'all don't never talk about that. Y'all only talk about mess. And then everybody just like, well, damn. We thought you was giving a moment to your friend, but now you turning it back to basically say his wife died, but you ain't shit. Like, yeah, you crazy as hell. Crazy.
So hypocritical of him because you spent many a times on different platforms doing interviews, dogging folks. You know what I'm saying? Like you stay talking about Jay-Z and stuff. Like, what's really going on? So I don't know. And then how would you like people called you out for how you rolled up on was it Lee Daniels about that money that he owed you?
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Child, yikes. But I don't know. A lot of what he said, though, he was talking about that bankruptcy stuff. I ain't really like how he was trying to make people feel stupid. It's like they probably don't know about their life. But then at the same time, they also not telling you their business to know what they know. But you're telling yours because you need to be validated so damn bad. Right. But it is like, yeah, you are sounding more and more like one of them.
Yes.
Y'all know what I mean. And that is exactly what they do. And then for your idol, it's like,
you gotta
when
make
he said
millions
Trump's
to owe
billionaire,
millions.
I'm like, is he? Is he a billionaire? I don't know what he got, but
all I know is y'all file bankruptcy a lot, and you ain't got no money today. You might have a little bit of something. You might have more than me today, but essentially, I still feel like you don't have anything. Like you barely have your teeth. Like
that man said he moved everything out his name so that it won't. Should he have these suits again or whatever, they can't come for nothing because he ain't got nothing.
Good to know.
Well, congrats, child. Let's see what else we got over here that we have to talk about. A really, really sad story. Let me see if I can get this doggone computer tag right. Give me 1 second. Y'all may have to go out and come back. Oh, there we go. All right. So, this David guy, I believe he's a singer. Say what now?
Oh, I ain't saying that. I was just like,
Okay. Because I was trying to figure out how to say his name. I'm like, what is it, David, or is it something else?
I think it's David.
He is like a interesting singer, and when I see him, it kind of gives emo. I don't know what he does, but he earlier this month, his vehicle, a Tesla, was found at some type of junkyard or whatever, and it had a young lady in the back of it. And I believe they said the young lady was dismembered. Like, not only was she, but her body was dismembered. And I'm like, okay, that is crazy. But he had been on tour. So I'm like, first thing came to my mind was like, yo, did somebody probably steal his car and do this? But the more and more
that wasn't the first thing I
details, you see and you learn the connections between the two. Let me see if I can pull up.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people asking if somebody stole his car, but that wasn't the first thing I thought either. Because I was like, who is stealing a damn Tesla to go do that?
First of all,
you are so right.
But also, I was looking at him, and I know how dark the emo kids can go. Like I know there is a gory kind of like homicidal sect of the emo kids. So when you tell me, a body was dismembered in a trunk, and it's the emo kid, I ain't gonna lie, my mind is, what kind of emo kid was he?
I think he got help. I say that. I say that much. He got help.
Where you cut her up at? That's a lot.
Right.
Because that's crazy. So he's tied to this young lady. The mother has confirmed she's been missing for what, like I believe a year plus now.
April
she had
you
said September 2024?
April 2024.
April 2024. Okay. Ooh, over a year. So they're saying she had a tattoo on her, which was Now, when I first heard about the girl and I didn't know what she looked like, I was thinking about, I said, I know he ain't doing that to Rihanna. Because don't Rihanna got that on her finger too?
Yeah, a couple other people do too.
Can't be. And then we find out it's this 15-year-old girl. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. What is she doing in the back of this man's, like, who would do this? This is crazy. Then I see this where they're on FaceTime together. They also said that he referenced her in a song. He has a song where he's like, oh, Celeste this, oh, Celeste that.
He also has a song called what is it? Homicide.
It's like romantic homicide or
romantic homicide.
Romance homicide, something like that.
This man was crazy. It's the fact that somebody is on FaceTime with them. So at the time that this video was likely, or this screenshot took place, they about knew this girl was missing. So, I mean, it would make you question the family a little bit. I don't want to put full fault on them, but I'm like, what y'all had going on?
How old is he?
20.
Oh, wow.
I had already questioned the family when they said that they identified the daughter by the tattoo. I'm like, she been missing since she was 13 and she has a tattoo on her finger already?
Yeah. Hanging out. And she looks older, honestly. I'm not going to lie. She looked older than 15.
She's like a runaway to me. I wonder what's going on at her house that made her run away to be with this nigga.
Right. That is, this is tragic.
Didn't they say she was like 70 pounds altogether?
But looking at him, I mean, I don't know if this was before or after the success, but I'm like, have they been friends for a longer time than what it appears or something?
I mean, he's still young, but he's still a lot older than her.
Did y'all see the video of the teacher who taught them?
Oh yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw it.
The teacher messy as fuck. Let me tell y'all
Yeah,
this.
he said
the teacher had a picture of him in the classroom and a picture of her. And so I think they grew up in the same area. That's my guess, because the teacher said that he had a picture of the guy in his classroom, and he also had a picture of the girl in his classroom. But the girl had been missing since the guy had been teaching there. So the guy had only been teaching there for a year and a half. So I don't know where he got these pictures from, but it seemed like they went to the same school, maybe. But then in the same video, he said that the girl had met the guy via social media. So I think they had some mutuals, but he was so much older than her. There's no way they would have went to school together at the same time. Also, he mentioned that the girl's friends knew that she was with him, and the girl's friends, in order to try to get her back, had been blackmailing the guy. So the parents knew where she was. It's very common knowledge where the girl was. It's just the girl wasn't coming home.
Right. And I guess they didn't do enough. But see, I also wonder, because I feel like different states have different rules, right? So I ain't no telling. Maybe it was okay for her at 15, to run away. Whatever their laws are, I'm not sure. Because, some states you can like get married at a super young age. I think like at 16, unless laws have changed in Alabama, you were able to be 16 and
Probably
go
not.
get married, which is crazy.
Can't they still marry their cousins?
Say what?
Probably.
I said, can't they still marry their cousins?
Oh, I don't know. Probably so.
No shade to the Alabama people. I'm just saying.
And I'm an Alabama person.
And that's what I'm saying. And when I say they, I don't.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Not us.
But them. Okay. Period. Not us, but them. And the next thought after Alabama was Utah. So I knew where you were going.
Right.
But yeah, I cannot wait until they find out more details about what truly happened to this young lady. Her family definitely deserves to know exactly what happened to her and how the hell you out on tour. And you knew they found this girl's body, and you likely knew exactly whose body it was at the top of the month, but you just now decided to cancel some tour dates.
Well, not only that, did you see that the man, David, because he was a man and she was a child, on tour, he would bring a casket to his shows, and he would have a book for the people to write letters to the dead.
Which is so
a white casket. Yeah.
Yeah. And
he did that shit.
That's crazy. All right, y'all. Well, let us keep going. All right. Next up, we got Miss Bhad Bhabie. She has come to the front because Bhad Bhabie been dealing with some stuff with this boyfriend of hers, and he has been a complete fool to her for many years. I know last year, I believe it was, or it could have been like earlier this year, where she came online showing like some bruises and stuff on her body and things like that. But she continued to try to work it out, be in a relationship with him. But I don't know if you guys also knew this, that she was also battling cancer. It was at one point she got like super, super small, and she was also battling cancer. I don't know if she's in remission, because it does look like she has now gained some of her weight back. But to have been with this man for as long as you have, and he just stressed you the hell out, didn't give a damn about you while you had cancer and stuff. I truly hope this moment is an awakening for her to leave this man where the hell he at. Okay, y'all, we want to be with them so bad.
Y'all, I swear on everything that I love, I am not dealing with this man no more ever again in my life. I went through so much shit trying to love this person. I went through so much shit trying to understand this person. I went through so much shit. I have suffered so much trying to deal with this man. I have to explain my way of thinking. Yo. No. Y'all, I swear on everything that I love, I am not dealing with this man no more ever again in my life. I went through so much shit trying to... You know, he really told me, I don't hit you no more. Because I know the type of white police bitch you are. Meanwhile, I've only made one police report against Levon. One. When he's hit me, let's see, if we've been together for 3 years, and well, March will be 3 years, and there's 365 days in a year. That means roughly 900 days. He's hit me at least 500 times. He spit on me. Well over that. Levon is the first and only person to ever spit on me, spit in my face at all. You know, he really told me it only happens. I only feel like this living with Levon and living with my mom. When I was younger, I would question myself all the time, like, what's wrong with me? Why do I keep causing all these problems? Why every time I say I don't want something being done to me, I get in trouble for it? Why does it start a fight? Why do they say these things to me? And it wasn't me. It wasn't me. And I feel like Levon has been trying to train me to shut up and deal with it. Only happened. I'm so happy that I didn't leave him because I would never find what I have with him.
Wait, huh?
This an old
That was
video of
before.
her.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
that was
so much better. It's
that was
like
after
a
the
whole
video
different ball game.
of him
And
hitting
it's
her.
like I always think about it like, damn, if I would have left, I'd be missing out on this.
But then it's also like the opposite end of the things could be like, what happens if, you know, like it's not even about you leaving him. What if it's the other way around? Like, it's just, I want you to be happy. I want you to feel loved. I want your daughter to feel loved. I don't know what it's like to be a mom. I know what it's like to be a woman.
I'm so happy.
I feel bad for her, to be honest, because when I think about
Extremely.
it, it's not even just the nigga thing. The nigga thing, at some point, y'all be signing up for that dumb shit. But when I think about how you're groomed for that, from the mama that wasn't shit to after she did this, the Dr. Phil show, and they put her in that camp, and they abused her in that camp. And then she got out the camp and, you know, comes out here and starts doing music and gets with this nigga. And now you being abused again. And I just feel like, you know, to not even have like the sincere love of your mother is, you know, I think that's heartbreaking to go through, on top of adding all of the other shit on top of it. But I really do blame like her mom. And I think that's something white mamas need to contend with. Y'all seem to be lacking in some type of way that y'all are not dealing with. We always talking about how black women are not being good moms. We'll never talk about how white women seem to be unemotional and therefore create sociopathic children. Like,
you know, I feel like that's across the board. But in her case, I feel really bad for her. I just hope that the reason why I feel so bad is because, like you said, the grooming. I don't know where she'll actually have the strength to get up and leave and see different for herself if it's not for social media or somebody like actually in her life, because it's going to be hard for her to break that herself, which is why she has been in that situation for so long and allowed him to spit on her. Like the way she was crying was just oh my gosh, real sad. I couldn't take it. The girl was wheezing. But I think it's been clear from the beginning that it started with the mama. Ever since she was on Dr. Phil talking about Cash Me Outside, how about that? So, yeah, I had the prayers for the girl, for real. And to know that she has a daughter, the cycle is only going to repeat itself if she doesn't really get what she needs out of this to leave. And if the man has hit her probably 900 times, spit on her over 500 times, that's the same type of man that will kill you, in my opinion. So, she needs to get out her own way. I hope that she has support around her.
They was literally draining her physically, emotionally, and financially, because you definitely was the breadwinner. The way you was bringing in money from OnlyFans and stuff. Looking for love in all the wrong places because it was never given to her from her mama. Never showed her better, so she couldn't really do better. Now, some people are not shown better and they are able to go about life and do and receive better. But in her case, I feel like she grew up too damn fast. And Bout was seeking something in black folks that she wasn't getting over there on her white side with her mom and them. Tried to take on a whole new identity, probably because of the hatred she had for herself and growing up and stuff. So ain't no telling. But I'm sorry. I just really hate she got to go through that. And then knowing she was going through cancer, y'all don't know how
that's
small
added
she
even
was.
more onto it. Right. My God. That's a lot. That's a lot for one person to go through in such a short amount of time. I'm going to just say that.
And I wonder if some of it manifested from her trauma. She's so young.
Right, you holding shit
Is
in your
that why you
body.
got sick?
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's a lot of times why that shit be happening. They don't realize how much of that, you know, mental and emotional shit actually does affect your body being able to fight off shit and not accumulate cancerous cells and shit.
All right. Okay, y'all. Well, before we get into another, what you gonna say?
Somebody in the comments, I don't know why I don't feel sorry for her, because she is a disrespectful pick-me white girl. That's why.
She's done a lot of things.
I mean, I
has.
get it. It's something that irritates me about white people who put on they cosplay hood.
Yeah.
And they cosplay hood because they see blackness as correlating to a struggle. Because
Right.
it's like, oh, that's what you think. I
Mhm.
get it. But in the same token, I'm like, girl, oh, hate it for you.
It's still genuinely like watching, you know, still like watching an animal be like hurt on the ground. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Like, just,
definitely respect
yeah.
your opinion. Like, I mean, you are not required to feel bad about anything.
yeah, no, you're not. You're
You
not.
know, so we get it. We
We
just
don't
have a
force
little,
people to have empathy.
yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right, y'all. So definitely do me a favor. If you have not liked up the video, honey, go ahead and use this time to do so. Okay. Go ahead and do this time and like up the video. Now, what we about to get into. Actually, I want to take this off the screen.
I knew it.
Chat Cardi B. Is she the drama? Cardi B is absolutely 1000% the drama. Cardi B has been the drama before she even let us know that is going to be the title of her album. All right. Miss Ma'am decided to, first of all, I have to say she's dropping an album in a few hours. So shout out to Cardi for that. Cardi has been having an amazing rollout with her album. All right. I'm loving the way she's kind of going back to the basics, like how the old, how it used to be and stuff. Shout out to her, because everybody can't be Beyonce. All y'all just can't drop some shit at the last minute. Like, everybody can't do that. So get out there in the streets, meet your fans, do what you gotta do. So shout out to her for working super hard while with the child. All right.
Yes,
Cardi B
right.
did come to the people and she announced that she is pregnant with babies, and that's it. No, I'm
Working like a
just one.
slave.
It's just one.
My boyfriend, Stefan Diggs.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, Cardi.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man, we're very supportive of each other. We're like in the same space in our careers, but like in different,
By that, what do you mean by that same space? That you're both doing well? What do you mean?
You know what it is? That I feel like we're really great and one of the best at what we do. And me and him think the same way. Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. It's not like we're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. And that's just how we both are. My boyfriend, Stefan.
We just want to keep doing it, and y'all just
don't
kept
believe
doing it
that.
and then created a damn baby, Cardi.
It's okay. Bondy, say it, because that's what I was about to get to.
She don't believe that. Like when my boyfriend, no.
My boyfriend, when she not, you could see the body language. My boyfriend, is that your boyfriend, girl? Or are you nodding your head to give everybody like the response should be, okay, this is good. Then when she said something and said, oh, she said, I'm excited, but she shook her head no. I think that she is like, you done fucked up, sister.
Yeah,
you done fucked up, sister. That's the best way.
Got pregnant. She did not try to get pregnant. She was being reckless. But I think it's because people like her don't believe in birth control, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know there's a group of Latina people, Catholic Latina people, that do not believe in birth control. I don't know if that's her, but I know, people that be
I
like
think
that.
she had a lot of fun, and it was too late to back out. It's too late. It was too late to
That's
back
what
out,
she
so she had
said.
to go forward and do the best with what she got.
How,
I feel
how
like when
far
she
along is
said,
she?
"My boyfriend," yeah, I took that as you got me. Y'all was right this whole time. Like, all right, I'm finally giving you just what you want. Yeah, my
That
boyfriend.
ain't her boyfriend. That ain't her boyfriend. That's not her boyfriend.
Yikes.
I don't think he was ever her boyfriend, to be honest, y'all. I think they were friends. They were fucking. And I think that because now you're pregnant, it's better for you to say, like, one, you come to us. She did a couple things when she answered this interview. Number one, you had to let us know that there was security in y'all's relationship by announcing that he was your boyfriend. Okay. Then you let us know you was excited. So everybody else should be excited. Then she said, we're the best at what we do in different lanes. And when she was asked to explain, didn't even make sense what the fuck she said. I don't think she had thought about it. I think she was just saying things that sounded good so people wouldn't dig deeper about what was really there. And then what else did she say? She says, "Oh, I'm going back on tour, baby and all. The baby is due before February," she said. And she's gonna be training for tour right after the baby drops. And then she says that she don't come from a line of weak women. And to me, that's already problematic. Yes, that's already problematic because to me, it's like, people are going to be talking shit about you for getting pregnant by this man who got a bunch of babies, for one, for two, be out in the streets, right? So you want to make sure that you got it under control. And to me, I feel like the anxiety she has and the worry that she has about presenting herself a certain way can actually be detrimental in the postpartum phase for her. So I don't even think she should be. The whole interview was like, I know y'all are going to say this, so let me make sure I have an answer for everything y'all are going to say. Let me make sure I combat it. But the thing is, like, I'm not faulting you for getting pregnant. I'm not going to come down on her and be like, oh, girl, you ain't shit for getting pregnant by this man. You done fucked up, girl. But the thing is, don't put the pressure on you when you know that the internet is already going to do that anyway. Take the time you need. Be pregnant, had a baby, drop the album, but don't feel the need to tell us that you're so strong you don't get back to work right after the baby drop. You done already spent all this time squeezing the baby up in a faja to make us think you weren't pregnant. So I'm like, girl,
I'm squeezing that baby. Faja really did have me claustrophobic. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, bitch, can you breathe in that? All I know is
I don't think it was that tight. Go ahead.
You don't think it was that tight?
I don't think it was that tight, but I feel like she had it on to disguise to people to hide from people how far along she really was.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? But I don't think it was like that tight. But to me,
remember when Beyonce took her shit off and took that deep breath, and we saw her stomach. It was like she had been holding it in that whole time. That's what I imagine.
Beyonce was like 4 months when maybe she was 6 months on that.
I can't.
You talking about on the stage, right?
Yes. When she unbuttoned it and took it off, and it was like. Like, and I imagine it's like,
but that wasn't a faja, I don't think. She was wearing a blazer.
No, but that's why I feel like, bitch, you had to be uncomfortable because
she was uncomfortable as hell now.
Yeah, and this the fourth baby. After the first kid, you pop out real quick.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm gonna just say this: at the end of the day, I think everybody is getting defensive because they like her so much. So anybody have an opinion that says this is stupid. Everybody, it's her body, it's her choice. Girl, nobody's saying that she shouldn't do what she wants to do. We're just saying that her choice is dumb. And I think we can all say that. I think we can. We can have an opinion and say, hey, girl, it's your choice. It's a dumb choice, but it's your choice. And I'm still going to stream your album. Like you said, I wanted to know your business. I'm going to probably, if I like that album, I will probably get it in a vinyl. So yeah, don't worry, girl. But ultimately, bitch, I absolutely can look at you and say, that's crazy that you would do that. And I am also a proponent for the children. And y'all don't think about these kids enough. And you working that much with that brand new baby that you just had in the past year. And now you're going to have a brand new baby. And you're going to be rushing to tour. You're going to be dragging that baby with you across the world while you tour. That's a brand new baby. Yeah, I don't feel like none of that is a good decision. And I'm going to say it. So I don't care if she y'all fade. It's not a good decision.
I think she definitely kind of should have pushed it back. She said that Live Nation as well as her label told her, you don't have to do this now. Like you could push it back to later in the year. And she was like, no, I feel like she's trying to
push it back and she didn't.
Yeah, that's what
she's trying to strike while the iron is hot. And I think it's like similar to what Necey said. I feel like she's prolonged it for so long that she doesn't want to give people the space, because if she sits with it, she's probably not going to do it. But I'm sure people will want you to be here happy and healthy more than anything, and not running yourself into the ground. So
that's really the thought process. I don't give a fuck about how like everybody feels about her being married and her getting pregnant with the fourth. No, I'm really thinking about, as a woman, the consequences of what this is gonna do on you, especially when you already so judgmental of your body, and you're gonna go on tour right after having a baby. Like, you don't know what your body is gonna look like, how you gonna feel about it after. It's gonna throw your hormones out of whack, and you're gonna push yourself into work, and that's how motherfuckers get on drugs and shit. Like,
that's what I think. That's what I feel like they got going on in their relationship. Like, I feel like it may be this high strong competitive type thing or something that's going on, to where they challenge each other or something like that, because this doesn't fully make sense. I do feel like this was too soon, but a lot of women do get pregnant too soon. They got to roll with the punches. So she's trying to roll with it the best way. But what I will say, you hoes want to know shit about me. Understand? Okay. Now, y'all knew something about my second one, but I'm telling you, listen. Okay, if this was my fourth fucking child and my shit ain't finalized, you hoes would have woke up one day to me tickling some toes, bitch. You understand? Because the way I want to put you bitches in my business, y'all keep guessing and keep thinking. And I feel like she should have did like Taya Cooper. Taya Cooper randomly got removed from the Sparks, I believe Los Angeles Sparks. And I was like, dang, what happened? Well, it had already came out that she was pregnant. Well, ain't none of the photos she posted showed she was pregnant. Nothing, no video, no nothing. I ain't know this lady was pregnant. This woman popped out. I think her daughter may have been 1 or 2 when she made a post to let everybody know that she had a baby. I said, bitch, what the hell going on? Like, I'm talking about keep a secret. I'm like, that's what, in my personal, I think that's what Cardi should have did. But
that's what she should have done.
Yeah, she should have just been quiet. And honestly, if you were going to tell, some part of me is like, you should have told this at the beginning before you start doing all your press and stuff. Because I kind of feel like it would have been like, okay, that's a conversation, but she's still doing her thing, because y'all got to know, Cardi, to her, she feels like she can repeat what she did the first time with Culture. When she was pregnant with Culture, it did not stop her from doing anything.
Right.
But so I think 7 years ago in that mindset. I think, you know what I'm saying? I think she going back to that, thinking that she could do it. As far as this baby daddy, Mr. Stefan Diggs. Now, Stefan do be having a little piece of drama with him, because I understand we think he has a lot of kids. He actually has one that we know of for sure, which is a daughter that he had like in 2016. However, this is where all the children come in at. Girl, not a soap opera. Not all my children. Well, there are 2 young ladies that are pretty much saying, like, their baby's probably like 2 months apart, that are, saying, hey, he might be my baby daddy. And I think they're going to be, or have already petitioned him for a paternity test. So.
Oh, these are the kids that are like 1, right?
Huh?
These are the kids that are like 1 that they posting. It's a girl that looks like him.
It's 2 girls.
It's 2 girls.
Yeah, it's 2 girls. Yes. They look like each other, which is interesting, and kind of look like him. But because everybody about got the same damn nose, a little baby in the button, like the fourth one gonna fit right in with the rest of the family. It's just gonna be one big happy. They all just gonna, So we'll see. We shall see.
I just would like to say something. I love y'all, Black community people. But money doesn't mean everything's gonna be okay. I just want to say that. No, because a lot of times they say shit about
just talking about it.
Yeah, like, oh, I got a lot of money, so it's okay that I'm making these decisions as if money means I'm gonna have all the time and energy for children. And I feel like, especially considering the fact that you probably, like, y'all, I don't think, girl, when she said she was scared of her parents, I was like, girl, your childhood probably was not that great. I know you be trying to act like them people liked you, but then people probably did not like you because you had kinky hair, in comparison to your siblings and shit. But either way, I just kind of feel like you be screaming and hollering at them children. She probably one of them mamas.
I think she was saying she was scared of her parents because her parents are married, been together for a long time. So I think that's who they not.
I don't think they're married anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I was assuming that that's who she would be nervous to have that conversation of, oops, I'm pregnant. I got a baby daddy now. I'm not a wife. I'm a baby mother.
They look after her kids. Even though she has a nanny, they spend a lot of time helping her out with them children. So I think they feel like DJ Khaled, another one. They have to look after
And another one.
for sure. You know,
Oh, you know them people
I will
tired of
say
hearing that
this.
shit.
I agree 1000% with the thought that just because a person has money does not mean they should have a lot of kids. Hell, we just saw Nick Cannon have the conversation about having 12 kids and the trauma that is bringing into those households. However, I will say if you're going to do that, at least have some money, okay? Because I've seen women that ain't even got that, they got 5 kids.
For real. What is going
However,
on?
the trauma doesn't really escape. Like the absence, I'll say this, the absence of a parent doesn't really escape anything. Yes, you'll have the resources to put them in different activities and keep them busy, unlike some other parents. But ultimately, what kids be wanting, they just be wanting that time with their family. So, Cardi, you took 7 years off to bring us this album, which I hope is amazing. I'm gonna be with your family, girl. After this, go take another 7. Go be with your family and be with them kids, okay? So we'll see. And can I also highlight what's interesting with this?
What?
Don't chew me up in the comments. And I'm not saying that this is very similar to Russell Wilson and Sierra at all. But I just find it real interesting that Sierra had 1 child going into that situation and ended up having 3 with him, whereas Cardi had 3. And as she goes into this situation, she's about to have another. But I don't know if it's gonna be the same. I just find like I just see them on opposite sides. Like, wow, well, this is interesting. So I just wish everybody the best of luck. I'm still going to be supporting the album, period. And I hope that is great. For
I
sure.
hope so too. I'm excited about it.
But that heal me comment took me down. I said,
girl.
not let me heal you. I said, only time will tell whether that's really true.
Girl, there are facts about life. You have to heal yourself. He can help you, but he can't heal you. So, like, if you make a decision, like you have to make the decision at the end of the day to help yourself, because he don't know what's going on inside your head. Nobody knows you like you know you. So can't nobody help you heal something that they don't even know what it is that you're going through. Because Stefan known her for 5 fucking minutes. He don't know how far back her trauma go. Like, you know,
I'll say this in opposition. What about therapists, right? Do you feel like therapists can heal people? Because he may not be healing her sexually, because I don't agree with that, but maybe with helping her get a better mental mindset versus being with a person that's gonna drag your mind down.
He ain't doing that. He ain't doing that because he ain't doing it for himself.
Oh,
and there's that. I love the clock. I love the clock on that one.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love the clock on that one. Because you out here just hunching babies and that's it.
In cases.
No, I just keep thinking about I keep thinking about when they was on the boat and he had all them girls in his face and he was handing them drugs on the boat.
Yeah.
That has never been her boyfriend. Y'all have been fucking around. I don't think that has ever given boyfriend. When her and Offset was together, I don't know what they did in closed doors. But at least it gave that they was a couple. Stefan is with her. Stefan is with her and her and her and her everywhere. He with her with Cardi in the background. That's not your boyfriend. This is a situation where I feel like she ended up pregnant.
I don't even think he gave that with Offset. Like, as much as he showed up not being the husband.
Well, they still
look like a family.
They about the same nigga. I always, when I first heard the rumors, I was like, please tell me y'all not together, because he's no better than Offset to me.
But I think Offset knew, like, I should lock her down. Like, I think Offset knew, in a way, I'm gonna lock her down like she want to be locked down. You know, she a Latino woman. I'm gonna give her the marriage and the kids and shit. I think he was trying to lock her down in that way. I think Stefan is more the lines of, I ain't really trying to lock you down, but if you want to stick around, I'll you can stick around, but I ain't trying to lock you down. And if I put a baby in you, I put a baby in you. I ain't trying.
I feel like y'all trying to give Offset a little too much credit and make him a little better, when I feel like if he locked her down, he definitely locked her down because he kept putting babies in her ass.
I do give Offset. I think Offset is better than Stefan. I don't know why, but I believe that Offset is the better man.
Because on some level, I think we feel like Offset might eventually get his shit together. And like, if he's going through something, like, it's also the fame thing. It's also the group breaking up. And
y'all think Offset gonna get it together after her getting pregnant with somebody else?
There's a percentage. There's a percentage of chance that he might get it together and end up being like the cool baby daddy that she friends with, that she eventually gets back with. because she hasn't really scratched the surface of Stefan. And Stefan gives crazy nigga that you thought was a good guy until one day, you know, he Blair Underwood and you that light-skinned girl from a Diaz family reunion trying to escape from a nigga throwing you off a balcony. Like he gives that. He gives.
I don't understand why. I really don't understand. Maybe just because he claimed her. Maybe it's just because he claimed her that I'm perceiving him to be the better guy. And with Stefan, like at least to me, even if Offset wasn't shit, they was a united front. Like she said, that's my man, I'm gonna stick beside him. And it seemed like he was sticking beside her. But with Stefan, I don't even get that. I don't even get that. Like something don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think to me, I think they're on the same level. But I would have to still see more because I feel like even in the husband position, Offset one time about a fuck ass thing. If you got women that can come at your wife on every front,
ain't none of these niggas shit. Please don't confuse me.
I'm surprised.
Right.
Ain't none
I just think that one is better than the other slightly.
I don't think one is better. I think one is less safe than the
lesser of the evil.
That to me, Stefan is more dangerous to me. Mentally,
that's the point I'm making.
Mentally,
that's the point I'm making.
Yes,
I feel like Offset is a typical fuckboy unsafe. Stefan is off the radar. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's women out here who baby daddies be like Offset every day, and they stay with Offset. He ain't going nowhere. He gonna claim you. You gonna claim him. He's gonna be a fuck boy. But that's you chose. That's what you chose. Like I said, everybody can't have standards, right? But Stefan to me is a whole nother level of
because he
do not have no more kids with him. Like that type of thing.
Charismatic. He got the some of the qualities that Offset don't have. That's even more dangerous.
I don't think it's because he's fine. No. I think it's because the allegations with the women, with the men.
That's where I can't agree with y'all because how do y'all sit here and say that same thing and not see them on the same level when Offset has had the same damn allegations every other month? Yes. See, y'all don't be allegations. Somebody all up in Cardi house. Y'all don't be saying. Well, maybe y'all didn't see Cardi constantly going on spaces, arguing, yelling at stuff.
Oh wait, no, cheating, yes,
right.
Arguing people. Different.
That's the thing.
So that's
the thing. That's what I'm saying.
What
that's what they said, Stefan. Assault. That's what I'm talking about.
Is that real? I don't know if it's real or
it's
not.
Alleged.
It's an accusation. But that's not what I'm basing it on. That's not what I'm basing it on. For me, I'm looking at it like you are smarter and you're probably more diabolical because you have more people inflating your delusion about yourself based on the football thing. Mm-hmm. Offset's self-esteem is going to take a hit and is taking hits because his music career is on a downtick. Niggas that's going to break apart like that, they easier to control. A nigga like Stefan that's on his shit in some capacity, the level of control he has to have in football and in his business life is going to bleed over into the relationship. He's going to have more control over her in a relationship than Offset would have over her. And it's also because he's bigger and stronger. That's another thing. He's going to be scarier to her than Offset was.
But y'all already know. Y'all ain't, I think Offset's the best. Y'all saying in a few years they could be together. But watch, should they get back together? What y'all gonna come down here and say? He with her because his career decline. He need that check.
Yes, I don't like
it. Offset is the better person. So we cannot agree that they the same person.
I still think if they get back together, I still think that he's better than Stefan. However, I'm not saying that he's the best choice.
Right.
So if she get back with him, I wouldn't be surprised if she get back with him. But I also feel like there's better options out there than both Stefan and Offset. I'm just saying. If you're gonna choose,
it's right here. Stefan is like down here. I think the amount of damage that Stefan can do to her because of how impressive he can be, that means he's going to be 10 times more manipulative and 10 times more like successful at getting in her head. Think about it. A nigga that just said to you, let me heal you while he know you going through all of that shit. Oh, come on. And then
y'all why this
so know how he's fucking. I know how. Oh, that's another thing, Amy. I know how that nigga fucking her. And the way niggas fuck you is definitely how they be trying. I'm telling you, monkey fucking bit me. This is why. Like looking you in your face the whole time. Like it's
Demon
talking
dick.
to, yeah, talking to you while he's
Demon.
doing it.
That's what
He's
I believe.
behind you. He's completely bent over. It's a full on why you doing this to me type of
Yeah,
moment.
for sure.
Girl, the
For
way
sure.
I gotta raise
The
my hands on
aggression
that one.
after football practice, I
You see
definitely
what I'm
can see
saying?
what's going on here.
Of it all,
Absolutely.
like
And
I
what's what we talked
understand.
about before, where the man has the something in the middle area. What was it used to say?
The lower gravity.
Yeah,
The
he
lower
has that.
gravity.
He has that lower gravity.
I understand. I am a survivor of demon dick.
You know, this is terrible
we
because
all?
my girl Cardi, when she gets hooked on somebody, she be in a chokehold. Remember on Love and Hip Hop, how she was in the chokehold over the dude that was in prison? In prison, y'all. So this, I ain't ready. Because the way she gonna be wearing us out on social media, I don't know. Y'all might be, y'all about got me on that Offset now when I think about this more.
And
Y'all
now,
about to convince me.
And now think about all of the baby mamas that she gonna have to deal with. Offset baby mamas was chilling.
Not at first, but
He only had
eventually
one,
came
right?
around.
I thought Offset only
No,
had
he
one
got
baby.
like 2 or 3.
Right? And
he got that little girl, he got Cody, and then he got another child. I think he might have 3 baby mamas in Cardi.
They had a little something, but it wasn't given he was still fucking the previous baby mamas. She gonna have to deal with these women are current baby mamas. So
but it seems like since they got pregnant, they ain't been in contact because the girls done had the baby and everything, and the babies are what, I don't know, a year or so. I think their kids are like 2 months apart or something like that.
I mean, that's right.
And they're having to take him.
That's
Girl,
right.
that's a mess.
It's giving narcissistic. It's giving he was fucking you and looking you in your face, telling you to have his baby, and then he got with Cardi and forgot about you. That's what it's giving.
Shit, man.
It's reckless dick work, though. Both of y'all over there being reckless with y'all reproductive rights.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy, though. That's what I'm gonna let her do. She gonna do what she want to do anyway, but child, too soon. Too soon. All right, y'all. I feel like we only got room for one show. So what show y'all want to talk about?
Love and Hip
Love and Hip Hop.
Okay. Let's get into Love and Hip Hop. Say what?
I was like, unanimous.
Yeah.
Love and Hip Hop. I mean, I feel like the biggest thing that really happened on the episode was Yandy and Mendices and how she's fighting for his love. She's always fought for his love. But, you know, this is why it's difficult. Like, I want to sympathize and feel bad for Yandy because I'm sure it is terrible when you show up for this person and you got their back even through prison. Even though he said he don't know if he could have stick by your side. I want to feel bad. She got two of his kids. Like, have a bit more respect and love for her. You want respect, but you don't really give it to her. But at the same time, Yandy, I'll never forget how you tried to convince yourself that you was better than them other 2 baby mamas, and you still ended up getting the same nigga that they had. And that is why I can't get with her. It be the facades of it all. And I'm not even gonna hold y'all, but I didn't see no tears. Go on. I didn't see no tears.
I didn't see no tears either. I'm not.
It was performative. Feel sorry for me to overshadow the moment that I said, no, baby, that was me. Wipe your tears.
Wasn't it funny? Wasn't it funny how the lady worked her way up to calling it a marriage? The woman said, are you sure are you going to fight for this relationship? Are you going to fight for this union? And then eventually she said, are you going to fight for this marriage?
I didn't realize.
Girl, it ain't no marriage. She kept finding different ways to say it. Like, can I? Is it a marriage? What should I say?
Should I? Shan't I? Y'all wearing rings. That's another thing. Why was he still wearing that ring? Let me tell y'all something. I feel like, because everybody was telling me Rashida is playing herself more than Yandy. I said, no, she's not. And I had to explain it like this. What you put in versus what you get out is how we score Yandy or Rashida. Rashida has a house in the Bahamas and a nigga that at least know how to act at this point. She's getting way more out of it than Yandy is. The way that nigga had sunglasses on and was the way he didn't want her to drink from his drink because bitch, you been sucking dick. That's how he feels.
Oh, I knocked my whole laptop. Yes, that's what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was about to. That's what that was about. And she was sitting there like, "Oh, you don't want me to drink from the drink? Like, why would you do that?" And I was like, "Cause you know where her mouth been. It's okay if your mouth other places,
right?"
He know about that man. He know about that man. You know where the mouth been. That's her. Mr. Blue Eyes, like Karen.
And she's been out here trying to play stupid
an emotional.
sick
I
of
was an
Yandy.
emotional bitch. Just say you got the dick. Fuck all that. Go ahead first. And the thing that made me mad is that he been playing you this whole time, and we all know it. But because you've been saving face, he's able to now play you out like you cheated on him. And he was playing in her face at the end. When she left looking all sad. When I tell you that nigga kept playing in her face over and over again, first he tried to like make her feel a little safe when he asked her, "What's that drink I always get?" Nigga, all you do is go down to the bar. How you don't know what drink you always get? That was to make her feel like a little safer. And then he gonna ask her, "So what's going on? Why you acting like this?" She say how she feel about the conversation and about the water, and then he minimize it. And to me, the minimization was gaslighting. You knew what you did. You know what you did. And I almost feel like you knew she was going to want to talk about it. And so then you could act like, look at you making a small thing big. He laughed in her face. And then when he said, "I'm tired of being the only one fighting for this relationship," I could have passed the fuck out. She said, "When?" I said, "That's a good question, Andy. When?"
Okay.
He said, "Ever since I took this ring off." And I'm like, that's not what she's saying. She's fighting to stay in the relationship. You were low-key fighting to get out of it.
Yes.
So
he still want to get out of it. He want her to walk.
And I don't know why. Just say you want to break up, nigga. Pussy.
It's crazy. She don't want to because she said we got to raise these kids.
Girl.
So that makes me think that she fears that if they're not together, he won't do for the kids or something, but he does for the other ones.
I don't think that's what it.
He don't do for them
I
kids.
think she knows he would, but I think that at this point she know that he don't want her. So now she's going to use the kids as leverage to get him to stay for her.
Well, there's that.
But I think he would do for the kids regardless. That's just not what she wants. So she wants the excuse to be, you got to stay for the kids so we can do it together.
They need to see a happy family. Girl, this is not happy. That nigga don't like you.
He
Bitch,
don't.
you over there upset with Rashida.
And then he be punishing her. Like, that's what it felt like. It felt like he was punishing her. And especially because he don't like the fact when he said, "I don't think she knows how to be accountable." He said, I don't think it's inherent or it's in her nature for her to be accountable. I was like, my God today.
That man said, "I want respect more than I want love."
And really is, I want to control you and you're not letting me control.
I'm confused about
what have you done? You just got out of jail. Have you done anything since you got out of jail in order for somebody to be allowing you to lead them some fucking where?
Thank you.
Yeah. What a doofus. Is that anything? Is that it on Love and Hip Hop ATL?
What did y'all think? Zay. Let me tell y'all something. Zay is diabolical. I think the fact that Sierra always looked drunk or high is a byproduct of her relationship with that nigga. I don't know what's going on, but you ain't never been like this before. Okay? So I'm just looking at her and him, and I don't like he be real smirky and he messy as fuck. First, it was a situation with Bambi. Oh man, you the one that told Ray that Zell was coming with the tea, right? Sierra told you that, you said that, and then y'all hurry up and skedaddled. Now y'all gonna drop that bomb on Zane about your brother Cooley fucking 24 hours wife, Selma, they 9th year anniversary. And you told Zane, so now Zane, and then they don't go on the trip. Sierra and Zane not on the trip, but you told Zane. Now Zane got to figure out if he want to tell or not, but Zane don't want to tell 24 hours. So he tells Scrappy, and we know Scrappy gonna tell him. So Scrappy loves to ruin men's perceptions of their wives.
That's insane. That's on me.
Scrappy like Martell.
Yes. I'm miserable, so I want everybody else to be miserable, low key. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen, but something tell me like 24 hours probably already know what it is.
Like, yeah, I mean, they've been together for 9 years. You know, he already said they've been through their stuff. I don't think it's gonna change anything, but just cause some minor friction, I suppose. But
I really don't like Zay though. I really don't like Zay. I find it very like violent when men do shit like that to women. Because to me, I feel like niggas kill women over them cheating. And the way y'all be so like willing to throw that out there, like niggas don't be killing women every day. Like I just kind of feel like, especially when y'all be cheating, like it'd be different if none of the men were cheaters, but all of y'all niggas are cheaters. So that's another reason why it's like it's very hypocritical of y'all to always want to tell when it's the women, but y'all want everybody to stay quiet about the shit that y'all be doing.
Right.
So I don't like that either. And yeah, Zay just feels It's something real corrupt in that. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Gotcha. All right. Real quick, let me get to these super chats and then we gonna get up out of here, people. Brandon, thank you so much for the super chat. Just Love and Charlemagne definitely ate Dame up, like Claudia said. Nini's edges in kitchen were when she said she had a top Raymond hairhead. Thank you so much for the super chat. Lima Bean, thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all, she was 13. She was found 2 years later when she would be 15. They had been talking on Discord since she was 12. This is about the David situation. Straight
Yeah,
predator.
the thing is, she had just died though, because the mom was able to identify her by the tattoo on her finger. So I'm like, how long was she dead for?
Probably right. I wonder when he went
And
on.
everybody in his camp had to know. Everybody in his camp had to know. If that girl was with you for the whole 2 years.
Plus the people on the live stream, because he had her on live streams.
And
so
then
I'm sure
told her
somebody knew she was missing.
It's given. Don't.
And if he did not actually commit that crime, it's giving awkward that you're an adult hanging with this young girl. So I think
And that's the reason why I think he did it, to be honest.
He
That's
did it.
the reason why I think he did it, because she was so young. So if she got pregnant or if something happened to her and she's 14, 15, yeah.
And it's the dismemberment of her body for me. Like her body was like, are you crazy? Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Rest in peace to her. I'm so
And why
sorry.
dismember her if you was just gonna put her in the trunk? Like, I'm just like that.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like you were like intending to,
Like, it was,
you know,
it made me feel like it was a damn ritual.
Yes,
because
absolutely. Why? Yeah, to y'all's point, why dismember her if you was gonna put her in a
trunk.
junkyard?
And
Yeah,
then leaving, like, because usually when people chop people up, it's so that it's easy to like throw the body away, but also to get rid of anything that, like, you know, can tell you who they are. So you leaving the finger with the tattoo on it, like, that was, you know, like, it's a lot of shit that it's like, well, what was going on? Like, you niggas are stupid.
For sure. For sure. Cayenne, I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, ladies, how about Dave Chappelle being quiet with all this Jimmy Kimmel stuff, but he was such a proponent of free speech? Thank you for the super chat. Didn't Dave Chappelle get in some trouble or something himself at once upon a time? Was that him that had to like leave?
Yeah, that was a different time.
So I wonder if he's like, I ain't saying that because you ain't saying that when it was my turn, so I ain't saying that for you.
Nah, I think that in general, Dave says shit when he want to say shit, not just because something happened. So just because he don't say something right now doesn't mean he won't have a special in a few months and then he'll say it.
that's right. It just happened yesterday.
Right.
Yeah. Once he see how things are gonna play out, that's true. That's very, very true. Because that's exactly what he did with the last situation. Thank you for the super chat. All right, you guys, we thank y'all so much for being here. Okay. Make sure that you guys are liking up the video on your way out, subscribing to the channel, subscribe to all of our channels. You can catch us on all social media platforms. Okay. The information is listed here. All right. Yeah, that's all we got for y'all. And we'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Out.